Soho where you drink
Different media technologies provided us with a wide range of tools that helped us in various areas to create multiple media pieces. Each media technologies, whether that was mobile phones, cameras or editing softwares, all included unique utensils that allowed us to achieve specific effects for numerous areas of the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages of creating our music video. Prezi is a presentation software that uses motion, zoom and spatial relationships to produce a more engaging presentation. For this reason, Prezi came in very helpful during the research and evaluation stages. Prezi gives you the freedom to delve into various topics. We were able to implement our ideas accompanied by images and videos to reinforce our points and give a better understanding of our thoughts, which meant we could put a more personal presentation forward. This allows for a higher level of creator-to-audience relationship. I personally did not use Prezi in the research stage, however I did incorporate it into my evaluation question 1. In what ways is your media product used, develop and challenge forms and conventions of real media products? As again, it allows you to elaborate your ideas in depth whilst creating a less cluttered and cleaner looking presentation. One of the most, if not the most major media technologies of the entire project was definitely the mobile phone. Producing the music video was largely a group task and so required an immense amount of communication between everyone throughout every stage. Since everyone owned a mobile phone, the easiest way to do this was through social media sites on our phones, specifically Facebook. During construction and research, our mobile phones were, as I said previously, very helpful with communication between members of the group. They were also very handy in capturing quick photos during filming of our group members performing certain tasks, for example managing the camera or editing different shots. This came in useful when we needed content to include in posts for our media blog. We used lots of Web 2.0 sites such as YouTube, Facebook and Tumblr, which came in extremely helpful with communication, guidance and logging the creation of our music video. For every stage of producing our music video, we use Facebook extensively, primarily for communication purposes. Facebook allows you to add any Facebook user into an enclosed group chat, so we added all our group members into one, and this is where we discussed everything from organising filming days to supporting each other in different individual tasks. Most of our communication occurred during the filming stage, but we also used Facebook during the planning stage to get hold of people outside of our group who would participate in our focus group. YouTube helped mainly as a source of guidance, particularly in the editing and research process. We needed to research different genres and theories that were being expressed in different music videos. Since YouTube is a platform that people can upload videos to, it has thousands of music videos from various bands and artists uploaded to it. This meant it was the perfect platform, along with Vivo, to watch an extensive amount of music videos and build upon our knowledge of them. YouTube also helped when we were editing our music video. Since this was our final piece of media we were going to be creating for our A-level, it was one we wanted to gain as much as we could from. Premiere Pro and Photoshop are two softwares we use, and each are just as complicated as the other. We knew the basics from previous projects we had done, but we wanted to include some more complex techniques which we were unaware of how to do. YouTube provided detailed videos that showed us exactly how we wanted to achieve specific effects, and so this had a huge impact on our music videos and result. The most used Web.2 site that we used was Tumblr. This was the place we used to log all of our progress. Every single thing we researched, planned and created went on here, and of course our evaluation. Tumblr helped me as a student to clearly see what stage I was at and what work I had completed and had yet to complete. It is also a platform that allowed other people, if they were to come across my work, to view it and potentially critique it, although I did not receive any. Tumblr provides a range of functions which allows you to upload various blog posts in different formats. For example, you can post a standard blog post, or embed a video or Prezi presentation, or even upload an audio file podcast. As a student, the simplicity of the program has really benefited me. It enabled me to quickly and easily upload different things without needing external help. The camera, as I'm sure you can guess, was an exceptionally useful tool when we started filming. The particular camera that we used was a DSLR Nikon DS3200. We chose this camera over a standard digital camera because of its superiority in terms of quality, depth of field and control. We took this camera for shoots at various location shots to establish a sense of how we were going to film our video and have useful images for when we were back at school or home writing up different blog posts. The camera was fairly easy to use, and anything we were unsure of we were able to search up using our mobile phones. The extremely fast aperture speed as well as the shutter speed meant we could really play with different effects on our shots. Lastly, probably the most helpful feature on the camera was the distance marking, as well as the camera sensor that enabled me and my team to consistently capture sharp and clear images in both close-up shots and long shots. Digital editing all happened towards the end when we had captured all the different shots we needed. 3 different softwares we used include Premiere Pro, Photoshop and After Effects. For our music video we use Premiere Pro for almost everything. It's a software we are fairly familiar with since we used it during Year 12, but as I previously mentioned from those experiences we only really knew the basics of it. It was really exciting to learn different skills in this software and create some really professional looking media such as filming a time lapse. Since I'm a student, it's a really fulfilling experience to watch something you've created and think it's professional, which is definitely the effect we got having used Premiere Pro. Having done a final focus group, we learnt our audience also thought it looked professional as well. We briefly used the software After Effects to stabilise some shots we had taken. Although that was the only thing we used for it, it still contributed greatly to our piece looking as good as it could be. I also think that as a student it is good to be able to use a variety of softwares for future use. Lastly, I used Photoshop for my digipack and magazine advert. This was something else that I was particularly familiar with as I had used it at GCSE and in Year 12. In my opinion, I was already fairly educated on how to use Photoshop, which really helped in producing my digipack and magazine advert. However, when creating them, I learned even more skills and techniques as I tried to achieve specific effects for my media pieces. For example, I learned a lot of shortcuts which made things so much faster and easier. I also learned how to put various effects on photos to fit with my piece's aesthetic. Though digital commentary wasn't something that featured too often throughout my media project, we used a MacBook to record an audio of our director's commentary as a group, and I am also currently recording an audio for my evaluation question 4. Being a student, I think it's really useful to use as many different media sources as possible in order to gain a better understanding of the media, such as the production and editing sides of it, which I believe commentary of any sort falls under. I depended heavily on internet sites, especially Google, for the research stage of my media project. When finding out about different theorists such as Andrew Goodwin and Laura Mulvey, I used Google to find as many sources as I could that would provide me with a full understanding of each theory. Another site I used was DaFont. This was a website full of thousands and thousands of different fonts. Photoshop did have its own fonts, but there weren't many at all and none that really stood out to be as fitting with the visual of my Digipack magazine advert. I used DaFont to find the exact font I was looking for that was coherent with my media pieces.